If there's one universal truth about women, it's this: they're never as simple as they appear. The moment you think you figured them out, they flip the script. And that's not an accident. Women thrive on mystery. They don't want you to have the full blueprint, because the moment you do, the game is over. Women are emotional creatures, but that doesn't mean they're irrational. Their emotions are strategic, even when they seem chaotic. When she's upset, she might not actually be upset about what she's yelling about. She's testing if you'll hold your ground or crumble under pressure. One thing you must know is this: women don't respect what they can control. If she can predict every move you'll make, if she knows you'll always bend just to please her, she will lose attraction faster than you can say, "But I thought being nice worked." Women are biologically wired to test. It's in their nature. Those little sarcastic remarks, those moments when she challenges your decisions, even the times she pretends she's not interested, it's all a test. Not because she hates you, but because she wants to know if you're strong enough to handle her world. Another thing men miss: women rarely say exactly what they want. They hint, they suggest, they imply. Why? Because she doesn't want to tell you what to do. She wants you to already know. It's not about words, it's about intuition and leadership. A woman will desire you more for your energy than your words. She's not just listening to what you say, she's watching how you move, how you hold eye contact, how you carry yourself in silence. Sometimes your silence says more than 1,000 compliments. Here's a truth that shocks men: women don't want to lead. Even the ones who act like they do, deep down, want a man who makes decisions with confidence. If she has to be the leader, she'll resent you. If you take that burden off her shoulders, she'll relax into her femininity. And don't be fooled. Women can smell weakness. You can dress sharp, hit the gym, have the money, but if your spirit is weak, she'll sense it instantly. Attraction isn't just physical. It's psychological dominance. Another key point: women are not attracted to what's easy. If you hand her your soul on a silver platter, she'll take it, yes, but she won't cherish it. She desires the challenge of earning your attention, of knowing that she captured you, not that you surrendered without a fight. Jealousy is another layer you should understand. A woman will sometimes create jealousy just to see how you'll react. If you explode, she knows you're insecure. If you stay calm and centered, she realizes you're in control of yourself. And that's attractive. Now, women don't actually want perfection. That's a lie men believe. Women want strength mixed with vulnerability. They want to see you can dominate the world, but also let your guard down with her. That balance of hardness and softness drives them wild. Another secret: women crave adventure more than stability. Sure, they say they want a stable man, but what they really mean is a man who provides safety while also keeping life exciting. Predictability kills desire. Mystery feeds it. Understand this too: women watch how you treat other people. The way you handle a waiter, the way you speak about your friends, the way you deal with strangers. All of this tells her who you really are, beyond the mask you put on for her. And don't underestimate her memory. Women don't forget. That thing you said in an argument 6 months ago? She remembers it word for word. It's not pettiness, it's detail-oriented thinking. She connects dots men usually don't even notice. Another truth: women desire security, but not just financial security. Emotional security. She wants to know that if life falls apart, you won't. That you can handle storms without running for cover. That kind of strength is irresistible. Let's not ignore this. Women love attention, but too much of it kills attraction. If you make her the center of your entire world, she'll feel smothered. But if you balance giving her attention with pulling it away, she'll chase you for more. And here's a funny thing about women. They'll tell you they want honesty, but what they actually crave is emotional intelligence. Raw honesty without tact is just brutality. She wants the truth, yes, but delivered in a way that shows strength and sensitivity combined. The deeper truth: women don't fall in love with the man who gives them everything. They fall in love with the man who unlocks something inside them they didn't even know was there. A woman's greatest desire is to feel, and the man who can make her feel deeply wins. Women are like mirrors. They reflect the energy you bring to them. If you're insecure, they'll magnify it. If you're confident, they'll amplify it. The way she acts around you isn't random. It's a reaction to who you are in that moment. That's why some men make women glow, while others make them withdraw. One of the biggest truths you need to know, women will always test boundaries. It's not because they're cruel, but because they want to know if you actually have a backbone. A man without boundaries is like a house without walls. Anyone can walk in, and she can't feel safe in that. Another thing, women don't want to be the only thing in your life. Yes, they want your love and attention, but if your entire existence revolves around her, she'll feel trapped instead of cherished. She wants to join a man on his mission, not become his only mission. And women notice the smallest details. She might not say it, but she sees the way you look at another woman, the way you carry yourself in a room, the way you respond to stress. Every little action is a clue that tells her who you really are. Don't mistake her emotions for weakness either. A woman's emotional intelligence is her weapon. She can read a room faster than most men, she can sense lies without evidence, and she can spot your insecurities before you've even admitted them to yourself. Now here's something men overlook. Women respect men who say no. If you agree to everything just to please her, you'll lose her attraction. But if you set a line and stand by it, even if she argues in the moment, she'll respect you more deeply afterward. Another truth, women are attracted to growth. If you're the same man year after year, she'll get bored. But if you're evolving, learning, building, improving, she'll feel like she's with a man on the rise, and that excites her. And yes, women want attention, but the type of attention matters. Empty compliments don't move her. Genuine admiration mixed with a little unpredictability drives her crazy. Too much certainty makes her restless. A little mystery keeps her hooked. A key thing to know, women compare how you make them feel to every other man they've ever met. If you make her feel more alive, more desired, more challenged than anyone else, you stand out. If not, you're just background noise. Here's a secret. Women are storytellers. They don't just live life, they narrate it. When she talks about you to her friends, she's painting a picture. Your job isn't to be perfect, it's to be unforgettable. Give her a story worth telling. Another overlooked truth. Women love polarity. They want your masculine energy to be different from theirs. If you collapse into softness all the time, she'll step into the masculine role, and resentment will grow. Keep the polarity alive, and the spark stays. Understand this, women don't want promises, they want proof. You can say you'll take care of her, you can say you're ambitious, but if your actions don't match, she won't believe it. She feels actions, not words. And here's the tricky part. Women rarely leave suddenly. They leave in stages. First emotionally, then mentally, then physically. By the time she walks out the door, she's been gone inside for months. Pay attention to the signs before it's too late. Now, women aren't attracted to men who chase endlessly. They're drawn to men who attract. A man who doesn't need her validation, who doesn't beg, who has his own world, that's the man she can't resist. Another thing, women want to feel like they're chosen, not like they're your only option. If she senses you settled because you had no other choices, she'll lose respect. But if she knows you could have others, yet you chose her, that hits different. And don't ignore this fact. Women are emotional risk takers. She'll give her heart faster than most men will, but if you betray that trust, she'll become colder than ice. A betrayed woman is a fortress few men can ever get through again. Here's the paradox. Women want to be pursued, but not chased. Pursuit is about showing intention and strength. Chasing is about desperation. The difference is whether you're leading the dance or stumbling after her. Another truth. Women never stop watching. Even when you think she's distracted, she's clocking your every move. That's why consistency matters. She wants to know the man she fell for in public is the same man she sees in private. One of the first things you must realize about women is this. They don't fall for logic, they fall for emotions. You can't argue your way into her heart with facts and statistics. You have to make her feel something. Excitement, curiosity, desire, that's the language women understand. A woman's attraction is often subconscious. She may not even be able to explain why she's drawn to you. She just knows she feels different around you. That's why being authentic beats memorizing cheesy lines. Your raw energy leaves a bigger imprint than rehearsed words. Something else, women aren't impressed by what you say you are. They're impressed by how you carry yourself. You don't need to announce you're confident. She should feel it by how you stand, how you walk, how you look into her eyes. Women are also masters at creating drama. Not because they're evil, but because drama creates emotion. And emotion for them is life. If things are too calm for too long, she'll stir the pot just to feel alive again. Handle it with strength, and she'll adore you for not losing your cool. Here's a truth many men resist. Women love men who challenge them. If you agree with everything she says, she'll get bored. But if you can push back with charm, tease her playfully, and stand your ground, she'll feel that spark of excitement. Another thing to know, women will always measure you against their image of an ideal man. This image isn't perfect, but it's powerful. If you align with even part of that ideal, leadership, ambition, charisma, she'll attach that fantasy to you. Women don't always want answers. Sometimes they just want to be heard. The man who can listen without rushing to fix everything often wins more respect than the man who throws solutions at her problems. Presence beats problem solving. Another key truth, women are driven by curiosity. If you reveal yourself all at once, she loses interest. But if you leave gaps in the story, hints of depth, layers she hasn't uncovered, she'll lean in, hungry to know more. Understand this, women are hypersensitive to congruence. If you say you're confident but your body language is weak, she'll notice. If you claim you're successful but your life doesn't reflect it, she'll feel the disconnect. For women, vibe never lies. A woman also values how you make her feel in your absence. If she misses you when you're not around, if she replays your words in her head, if your energy lingers, that's when desire deepens. Absence can be more powerful than presence if you use it right. Another truth, women don't want to mother their man. If she has to constantly remind you, teach you, or guide you like a child, attraction will die. She wants a partner who leads himself, not someone she has to drag along. And women thrive on unpredictability. Not chaos, but surprise. A random compliment, a sudden plan, a new experience. These keep her guessing. Predictable men bore her. Spontaneous men excite her. Now, women are wired to look at potential. She doesn't just see who you are now, she sees who you could become. That's why ambition is so magnetic. You don't need to be a millionaire yet, but she needs to feel you're on your way somewhere. Another thing to note, women are influenced by how other women perceive you. If other women want you, her attraction skyrockets. It's not shallow, it's instinct. Desire validated by the tribe makes you more valuable. And here's a secret, women don't want to dominate you forever. Sure, some test your limits, but deep down they want to relax into your strength. When you lead with certainty, she gets to fall into her feminine. That's when she feels most alive. Another truth, women are endlessly adaptable. If you're weak, she'll become strong. If you're strong, she'll soften. She adjusts to your energy. That's why who you are determines what side of her you'll get. Understand this too. Women love storytelling men. If you can share your life with passion, humor, and energy, you pull her into your world. Boring men list facts. Charismatic men paint pictures. Be the painter. And women value emotional control more than brute strength. If you can stay calm while she storms, she'll secretly admire you. Losing your temper proves she can push you. Staying grounded proves she can lean on you. The first thing you must understand is that women live in layers. What you see on the surface is only one part of the story. Beneath the smile, the words, the actions, there are emotions, fears, and desires she'll never say out loud. If you can read those layers, you'll see the truth she hides from everyone else. Women are natural energy detectors. She doesn't care about the exact words you say as much as the feeling behind them. You could say the same sentence with shaky energy and she'll roll her eyes, or with calm confidence and she'll lean in closer. Energy always wins over language. Another thing men overlook, women don't want constant control, but they do want certainty. She wants to know that you know where you're going, even if the path isn't clear yet. If you hesitate, she feels it. If you lead, she trusts it. And yes, women are emotional, but don't mistake that for weakness. Her emotions are her radar. They let her pick up on shifts in tone, hidden motives, and future problems before they explode. That's why women often just know things men miss. Here's another truth. Women crave to be chosen, but not beg for. The difference is subtle, but huge. Begging comes from neediness. Choosing comes from strength. A man who chooses her out of abundance is irresistible. Women will always test your frame, your ability to stay solid under pressure. It's not to destroy you, it's to see if you're really the man you claim to be. Fail the test and attraction fades. Pass it and her respect doubles. Another secret? Women love contrast. If you're always serious, she'll get bored. If you're always playful, she won't take you seriously. But if you can shift between strong and lighthearted, protective and fun, she'll never stop being intrigued. And women are storytellers of their own lives. When she's with you, she's writing a narrative in her head. Are you the boring side character? Or are you the unforgettable hero of her story? Your actions decide which one you are. Women also value how you handle other women. If you crumble when another woman flirts, or if you act desperate for female validation, she'll lose respect. But if you stay calm and loyal without acting scared, she'll admire you more. Here's something you must know. Women don't want you to give them the world. They want you to share your world. They want to feel like they've stepped into something bigger, something alive, something exciting. Not that they became your only focus. Another truth, women's attraction grows in silence. When you're not around, she replays your words, your energy, your presence. That's why being too available kills attraction. She doesn't get the chance to miss you. And women are obsessed with growth, both in themselves and in their man. If you stagnate, she'll drift. If you're evolving, learning, pushing yourself forward, she'll stay hooked because she knows being with you means a life of adventure. Here's a paradox. Women want strength, but they also want vulnerability. The man who shows no emotion is cold. The man who shows only emotion is weak. The one who balances both, strong enough to protect, open enough to connect, that's the one who wins her heart. Another truth. Women never truly fall for words, they fall for presence. The way you hold eye contact, the way you move with certainty, the way you stay grounded when things get tense. That presence speaks louder than any poetry. Women also crave mystery, not confusion. Mystery is about leaving her curious, wanting more. Confusion is about chaos and insecurity. The right kind of mystery keeps her leaning forward, always hungry to uncover new sides of you. And women care deeply about reputation. How others see you, how other men respect you, how other women react to you. All of that influences how she feels about you. Social proof is one of the strongest forces in her psychology. The first thing you need to tattoo into your brain is this. Women are emotional time travelers. They don't just feel the moment. They feel the past, the present, and the future all at once. When she reacts, it's not only about what you just did. It's about every time you reminded her of a moment she never forgot. Women are also natural editors. They take what you give them, your energy, your attention, your habits, and they rewrite the script to fit their emotions. That's why you can do the exact same thing one day and she laughs, but do it another day and she gets mad. Context is everything to her. Another truth, women crave security, but security doesn't mean boredom. If you think being safe means giving her zero excitement, she'll start wandering. She wants a man who makes her feel secure and keeps her heart racing. That mix is addictive. And let's not sugarcoat it. Women are competitive with each other. Even if they won't admit it, she notices how other women look at you. If you're invisible to every woman in the room, she starts doubting her own choice. But if other women notice you, her attraction grows tenfold. Here's something subtle. Women communicate indirectly. If she's upset, she won't always say, "I'm upset." She'll say something like, "It's fine," which usually means it's not fine. If you take her words literally, you'll miss the entire message. Learn to read between the lines. And women love men who can handle their storms. When she's emotional, when she's testing, when she's fiery, she's not looking for you to fight back or fold. She's looking to see if you can remain calm, centered, unshaken. That's when she feels safe. Another truth, women are deeply intuitive. She may not always be able to explain how she knows something, but her instincts are razor sharp. If you think you can hide insecurity, fear, or dishonesty, you're already caught. And don't forget, women love novelty. Same dates, same routines, same patterns. She'll get bored. But if you add variety, a new experience, a spontaneous move, a playful twist, she'll feel like life with you is an adventure. Here's a fact most men miss. Women pay attention to consistency. A man who's charming one day and cold the next feels unstable. But a man who's steady, reliable, and consistently strong gives her the emotional security she craves. Another secret? Women aren't impressed by how much you say, but by how much you mean. One powerful statement said with confidence hits harder than 100 empty compliments. Depth matters more than volume. And women crave polarity. The masculine and feminine dance. If you collapse into her emotions and mirror them, she'll feel like she's with a girlfriend, not a man. But if you hold your masculine frame while letting her express her feminine energy, the spark ignites. Something you must know, women often test through silence. She'll pull back, go quiet, or act distant, not because she's lost interest, but to see if you'll chase or if you'll stay grounded. Your reaction tells her everything. And women are wired to desire men who are respected by other men. If your peers admire you, if you're seen as a leader, if your presence commands respect, she'll feel she's chosen someone valuable. Social status isn't shallow, it's survival wiring. Here's the paradox. Women want attention, but they also want space. Too much attention, and they feel suffocated. Too little, and they feel ignored. The balance of presence and absence is what makes them crave more of you. Another truth, women adore confidence, but they despise arrogance. Confidence is about knowing your value without needing to prove it. Arrogance is about trying to force everyone else to recognize it. She knows the difference instantly. And women need excitement in the little things. A small gesture done with passion often hits harder than grand gestures done without soul. The way you grab her hand unexpectedly can mean more than an expensive gift. Another fact, women pay attention to how you treat yourself. If you neglect your health, your appearance, or your goals, she'll assume you'll neglect her too. But if you respect yourself, she'll naturally respect you more. And women want to feel chosen daily. Not just in the beginning when you're trying to win her, but even months or years later. A small look, a subtle compliment, a moment of undivided attention. Those things remind her she's still special. Finally, you must know this. Women fall hardest for men who make them feel. Not men who explain, not men who brag, but men who awaken emotions they didn't even know they had. If she feels more alive with you than without you, she'll never want to let you go.